up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Welcome to the World of Sports podcast. I'm your boy John, along with Braxton and Eddie. How y'all doing today, fellas?
Man, feeling good, man. It's a great week.
And I couldn't be more happier today, but we're going to get into that in a minute.
Yes, sir. We're going to hop right into it. We're going to start the show off a little different today, man. We're going to start out with a school that's near and dear to our hearts, man. LSU. Brian Kelly is officially out as LSU head football coach. What are y'all thoughts on that when y'all first heard the news?
Yeah, man. Thank the Lord. Amen, man. This was a long time coming. The LSU fan base has been wanting him going for a long time since he got there. So I'm happy to see it and excited to see what the new coach comes in. Well, whoever that is, whoever that may be, we'll talk about that later. But just happy to see where they go from here.
Hey, man, I don't know who came up with the money, who going to figure it out, but I'm just glad that he's gone. I mean, after the way that they looked against Texas A&M, probably the worst game in Tiger Stadium I've watched. And I'm just happy to see that, when you play bad and your team is not right, the LSU organization, they ready to move on from you. I'm expecting greatness, and I'm glad that we as a team is expecting that.
Yeah. I wasn't surprised about it being the way, them losing the way they did after having the lead at halftime and then all the stuff that came with it in the previous weeks, losing to Vanderbilt and then losing to Vanderbilt and who else we lost to?
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, yeah. So losing to them and then turning around and losing to Vanderbilt, a school that we usually dominate, and then turn around and losing in that fashion at home, I was not surprised at all because LSU listens. They're the type of school that listens to the fan base, and you could tell that the fan base wasn't happy, so they had no choice but to make a change. But I will be interested in seeing who the next coach will be. Speaking on that, who would y'all like to see become the next head coach of LSU football?
Me personally, if Lane Kiffin want to come, I would love to see it. I would love to have him. He's a great offensive minded coach. So if you want to come to a bigger brand in LSU, where he won't have a lack of talent, recruits, energy, fan base, I think LSU plays for him. If you want to take the next step.
Yeah, I'm a big advocate of having Lane Kiffin come from Ole Miss, but I would say another sleeper pick that I think is Tulane's John Summerall. I think personally, the way that he coaches there at that team, I feel like the players love him, the team rallies around him. I think he could carry that because I mean, if he don't get this job, I feel like Auburn gonna be calling him too. Like he's a good coaching candidate. So I think that personally he would be able to adapt to this NIL era, and he's already doing that. So I think he would be a good pick. And maybe, I mean, I say maybe, it would always be nice to give Nick Saban a call. I know he probably don't want to do it. He's enjoying, game day, but you got to give him a call. I mean, I feel like you got to.
Yeah, just speaking on Nick Saban right quick, like I feel like, he's been talking about how he don't want to get back into coaching, but I think he would definitely listen to LSU if they came calling and they had the right number that, kind of made him move. I think he would definitely listen. As far as John Summerall, I'm not mad at that. I like the way John Summerall coaches. He's intense. He's always gonna have his team ready to play, and they're gonna be physical because that's just the type of personality he gives off as a coach. But for me personally, I would like to see Lane too, just because of the offense. Like we know the offense is gonna be good, and if he keep somebody like Blake Baker around, we know that Blake Baker's gonna keep that defense aggressive and on point too as well. But somebody I would like to see become head coach is Dan Lanning from Oregon. I don't know if we gonna have enough money to lure him from Oregon, but I just like him as a coach. I like the personality that he brings. His teams are always gonna be prepared, and they always gonna come with that physical edge. So I would give him a call too just to see if he would like to, come back and dip his toes back in the SEC where he once was when he was the defense coordinator at Georgia.
I think that's a tough task for sure. And I don't know if I don't think he'll leave Oregon though, honestly, because
Yeah, I
they
don't I don't I don't really think he would leave either, but you never know. Maybe he want to come back and be back in the SEC, with more competition. But I wouldn't leave Oregon just because simply, I mean, you pretty much got cakewalks every week other than Ohio State and Penn State, so.
yeah. What about Joe Brady?
Mm. Joe Brady to me would be kind of like I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I don't know how he is as a head coach. You know, I've always seen him in a coordinator role or like a position coach role. I don't know if he would be a good leader of men and galvanize the team the way that like he understands the culture, but will he be able to have the team be physical on both sides of the ball would be my only thing, just because he's an offensive guy who never really had real head coaching experience.
Yeah, I like the thought of Dan Lanning. The only thing about him though is that he's coming from coaching up north. I need me a nice, good old Southern coach to get these players to be riled up to play on Saturdays. Because honestly, I think that was a big problem with Brian Kelly. I just felt like he couldn't get this team up to play. So, I mean, the Georgia background would help him. But like I said, it's got to be a coach that know how to coach the South. One other name I want to throw out there, some people was throwing out Urban Meyer. I would like that hire. I think, that would be a great energy to bring in there. If you want to bring that fan base some juice, I think that'd be a good hire as well.
Yeah, I love that. I was gonna say him as well. I love Armire. He was with Ohio State. That's one of my teams as well. So he did great things over there, and I know he has that championship pedicure. I mean, pedigree. So I definitely think he would come over there and spice up LSU for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're gonna move on, man. Now it's time to get into Monday Night Football. Give a little recap, man. The Chiefs won 28-7. It was tied 7-7 at half, but they ended up dominating the Commanders in the second half. What were y'all thoughts about that game?
It wasn't the cleanest of games in my opinion, but I was happy to see, well, I'm not happy. Honestly, that game just underwhelmed me so much. Like I wish Jaden Daniels was able to play in this game because we really could see what we expecting. Plays like the one that Debo made, he gonna have to clean that type of stuff up when JD come back. But other than that, this game was a wash. It didn't have the spice and the sauce of what the two juggernauts, JD versus Patrick Mahomes. It just didn't have that juice for me. Good
Um,
win by the Chiefs.
yeah, like I said last week, the Chiefs, their offense is back rolling. I think they just had mistakes that kept them from scoring in the first half with Pat Mahomes. Off the bad interception and then the Kelsey, whatever you want to call it, him dropping the ball and then going to the Bobby Wagner. So I'm not none surprised me in the second half because his offense is back with Rashee Rice and look like the Chiefs that we all know and love. So um I don't want to put too much into that with the Commanders because they're not healthy, but their defense was hurt. So I don't know. They need to get back ASAP. That's the big point.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I once I saw that Mariota was gonna be quarterback, I didn't really expect nothing. I knew the Chiefs were gonna come out with that game handily just because they're on a roll now, getting all the offensive pieces back. The defense is still the defense, and then you gotta think about it. It was only so much that they could do with Mariota at quarterback. Although he didn't play a terrible game, but their defense, the Commanders' defense, has not been good this year at all. Like people been handling them, pretty handily. So I knew the Chiefs were going to win that game, but Jaden Daniels definitely has to come back before the season gets away from that team because it's starting to slip away and it's starting to slip away fast.
Most definitely.
All right, man. Now we're going to talk about these Houston Texans. They got a nice dub over the 49ers on Sunday, 25-16. My fellow Houston Texans fan, man, what were y'all thoughts on that game?
I was honestly confused by the offense. I was texting Brax during the game. I was just like, did Nico being out help us in a way like this for the offense to get rolling just to because they always focusing on Nico. So maybe him not being there allowed the offense coordinator just to be more open to play calling and letting CJ just go through his progressions. And he also had he also had a lot of time to throw the ball. Well, I ain't gonna say a lot. He had more time to throw the ball Sunday, which is always a great thing for him. So he was able to go through his progression and get to where he wanted to go. So I don't want to say nothing too crazy this week about the offense, but they definitely look better, and I was very shocked.
Hey man, my biggest takeaway from this game was this man right here, man. CJ Stroud, man. He finally showed up to play this week, man. I'm happy to say that this is my quarterback for this week at least. I felt like he was throwing the ball well. I felt like he had enough time this week. He stepped back in the pocket, went through his reads. He was doing stuff that I've been asking for all year. I know it ain't the best perfect situation, but just stand back there, go through the reads, and make the throw. That's all we need you to do. The defense is great. The defense did what they're supposed to do. Held Christian McCaffrey to under 50 yards. Like, you're not gonna do that all the time, but that you will on this defense. So I'm glad that they did that. And like I said, I gotta give shout out to the offense, shout out to offensive line. They was holding, not holding, my bad. They was blocking good. And I feel like if they can keep building on this, then it will have them at higher heights towards the end of the season.
John, I just want you to see the same thing I'm saying, brother, with this wishy watching this, bro.
What you mean?
With my quarterback, CJ
First of
Stroud.
all, I've been saying I never said CJ was a problem. I just said he needs to elevate his play, which he did this week. I've never said he was the problem. We know the offensive line is bad, but when things are great, CJ looks great. I want to see what he does when it's not so great sometimes. That's all I say.
I got receipts, bro, but we don't gotta get too far in. I got receipts. That's all I'm gonna say.
Maybe we're gonna have to pull these receipts up one of these podcasts, man. But I ain't got no thoughts on the game. I didn't watch the game, you know. I was busy doing other things on Sunday. Didn't really watch much football, so I don't really have no thoughts on that game. But man, moving forward, man, my Saints bench Spencer Rattler against the Buccaneers on Sunday, man, and they are moving forward with Tyler Shuck as the starting QB. Do y'all feel like the coaching staff is making the right decision?
No, flat out, no. I love Spencer Rattler. I told like I've been telling you all season, I don't think he's the problem, and because all the game, I don't watch all the games, so I can't speak as deeply as John can. But from what I can see, he is not the problem. He had, his issues, some plays, but like every quarterback does, he's not the problem. And Tyler Show is definitely not the answer.
See, and this is the problem for all of the viewers. This man right here will sit there and ride behind these players when they play bad. This is our prime Justin Fields fan right here. The same guy who liked Justin Fields. He will put up with horrible QB play and say it's not their fault. He blamed everybody else around them. And in this situation, Spencer Rattler, he ain't doing nothing to elevate nobody on that team. You got to go move on to the next quarterback. Tyler Shuck is the guy at this moment, and they need to see what they got in him to see if they need to draft somebody in the first round next year. Like, it's simple.
So when he come in and do the same thing that he did preseason, which was horrible, which you'll go back to rat, and what's that go fix? First of all, by benching, he's losing his confidence, and it's making him feel like he don't got it no more. Which he got enough. He showed he proved to y'all he's got everything done on the offense. Like it's a team game. I don't think he's played the best in every game, but it's not all on him. I don't think he deserves to be benched, especially not that quick. But this is our team. I ain't want to speak too much on this John team. Wish y'all the best. Let Spencer go. If y'all would do that, let him go.
Nah, bro. You talk about Spencer Rattler losing his confidence. I mean, I think he knew what it was coming into the season. He knew that he wasn't going to be starting the whole time. I mean, the Saints spent the second round pick on the quarterback. They got to at least see what they got in him before they make any moves going into the offseason. I mean, like you said, Spencer Rattler, he didn't play bad. He played well. He played good. But like Brack said, he didn't play well enough to elevate the players around him because if so, we would have won more games than just one so far. And I mean, although he's played well over the course of the season, these last two games have not been his best performance, especially not in Chicago when he threw for what, three interceptions. And then last week he threw a pick six when dude just tipped the ball up and then ran him over like he was a little kid on the playground. So I mean, I mean, I kind of seen the writing on the wall, especially when I heard Shuck, because I didn't really watch the games on Sunday. So when I heard that Shuck was going in, I kind of knew that, it was that's what it was gonna be. And it's kind of, and like I seen on Twitter earlier, it's kind of hard for them to go back to to Spencer Rattler now because you can't be playing this back and forth game, mixing quarterbacks in over the course of the season. Like the team needs to know who the starting quarterback is. So uh, inevitable that Shuck was going to be the starting quarterback. Is it the right decision? I feel like only time will tell. He did show some flashes in the preseason. While it wasn't all great, he did show some flashes. He made some throws. So we'll see what happens. But only time will tell if this is the right decision.
To to add more context to the situation, like Rattler at this point, I believe was like 0 and 12, 0 and 13 as a starter in his game. Well, no, he had one. He got one win as a starter. So maybe like 1 and 13 as a starter. I think at that point, like John was saying, the writing is on the wall. If your play isn't producing wins, no matter how good it is, or what's the word, like maintenance level it is, it's not good enough to keep you on the field if you want to win.
Ed is shaking his head. But look, man, we're gonna take a quick break, right quick, man. When we come back, man, we're gonna get into some NBA. They had some big news drop over the past week. The season started, and we're gonna talk a little bit about the MLB World Series. A couple games that have already passed. A big moment from last night, man. We're gonna get into all that when we come back. Y'all don't want to miss it. Welcome to the World Sports Podcast.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Welcome to the World of Sports podcast, man. We finna talk about this crazy NBA scandal, man. These folks been out here gambling, man. I don't know what's going on out here in the NBA. What's y'all thoughts on this gambling scandal, and how y'all think it's gonna affect the NBA?
It makes sense, bro. Like while I was losing my parlays, it all makes sense now, bro.
Wow, no, you were losing them because you were losing them. That's why you were losing. But man, look, man. I don't know, man. It's not a good look for the NBA, that's for sure. Especially with the whole Terry Rozier thing where they said that, he was giving inside information, and the NBA had a whole investigation into him, and they cleared him, and then for the FBI to come back and basically say that he wasn't innocent and take him to jail, that's not a good look. And the whole Chauncey Billups thing, man, where they say he was the face of this gambling ring that was going on with the cards, where they was like looking at the card, man, that's just crazy. But I don't really see how, like, what effect that has on the NBA, other than him, his personal reason, him as a coach, that could potentially hurt him as a coach. But I think the Terry Rozier thing is just absolutely crazy to me.
Yeah, I agree, bro. After I seen that footage from that game, I'm like, yeah, he definitely guilty, bro. I just don't know why. I mean, I get why he felt like he did it because like he probably got people at the crib like, hey, bro, there's one game. We good for life. And he thinking like, hey, they good and him got to worry about them no more. So I can see why he did it, but it's not worth it. But at the end of the day, bro, you professional, bro. Then you got the teammates. I would hate him as a teammate if I knew he was honestly trying to lose on purpose and not at least not be out on the floor with his brothers going to war. So I look at it as that perspective, as just like from the athletes. But it makes no sense, bro. Like you would, and he thought he got away with it too. That's the crazy part. But like that just shows you, bro. They always watching and they always go come and get
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this also goes to show that, like, man, people love money, bro. The NBA players, they got make millions of dollars and they still trying to gamble and do stuff behind the table. But another thing that I thought about, Adam Silver this week had to go meet with the Senate. Like, this is a big thing. Like, when it comes to doing things illegally and also like in a crooked way, it could have a bad little stain on the NBA in a way, but I mean, hopefully, I don't think it's enough to like make people not watch or nothing like that. But it's just definitely something that's gonna make people think like, dang, do I really want to bet on this player when they might be doing stuff behind the table?
I'll be the person to answer no. And I didn't. I never bet on Terry Rozier. Probably one time, and that wasn't that game. So I missed it.
Yeah, but we ain't gonna. Oh, Johnny got more.
Nah, you go ahead.
We ain't gonna let this NBA season get washed off by this bad gambling stuff because there's really been some great games. We started off the week with three overtime games. Like, what have y'all been seeing about the NBA season that has y'all excited? And more importantly, do y'all think this type of level of play will continue?
Mm.
Oh, go ahead, John.
I was just gonna say I don't know if it's gonna continue at this level because it's 82 games in the season. People gonna be taking breaks. We already see people sitting out of games. Zion ready to sit out already. So you already know how that's gonna go. But man, honestly, when I think these guys came out ready to hoop, man. They came out ready to hoop. We had 16 40-point games in the first week, the most in NBA history, and that's just a testament to how these guys came out with that mentality ready to hoop. I'm just really my biggest surprise this season is the way that I like the Knicks. I like the way that they've been playing, even though they lost tonight. And I like the way that Austin Reeves has been stepping up in these last couple of games with Luca and LeBron being out. You know, he scored what 51 or 56 in the first game, and he
51 and 41.
51, yeah, and then he come back with a 41-point game. So that's been my biggest surprise, man. He definitely been in the lab this all season, and I love to see it.
Yeah, man, I can't agree with you more. And but I won't say that was not a surprise. Austin Reeves has definitely showed signs of that he can score when given the green light. So I think he will have a bunch of green lights this year with LeBron, Lowe managing, and Luka. Hopefully Luka the injury don't be a lot. So hopefully he don't gotta put up 50 a night. But when he do, it's just fun to watch. And it's just happy to see like for the league. I don't think it's gonna continue like John mentioned the whole season, but it's off to a great start. So it's like even with some of these guys out, you got people that's scoring 40 balls like it's nothing. Like yesterday, Laura Marketing had a 40 ball. Aaron Gordon had a 40 ball, and he had 10 threes. And we ain't never seen that out of Aaron Gordon before. So it's just like when you see stuff like that, it's just like you never know what's gonna happen. So I'm excited for this season. I'm definitely excited. And one of my sleeper teams, like I already said, my pick to make the playoffs is the Hornets. LaMelo Ball, that's my guy. He got them boys rolling over there. He's had a 38 point triple double, man. So just seeing it, I just hope he stay healthy, man. If he stay healthy, he's definitely an all star. And Austin Reeves might be an all star too this year. I had that debate last night. It's just tough in the West, but he making a name for it. I ain't gonna say for himself. Everybody know who AR-15 is. They want to be Raxo favorite guys to watch, and they right, be Raxo.
That is definitely wrong. You said AR something in the chat, and I thought you were talking about Aaron Rodgers, but that's my bad. I'm gonna talk about this. My sleeper team in the ain't nobody sleeping on them no more. It's the San Antonio Spurs, man. I don't know what the monks did to Wembyama, but he been playing different, bro. Like giving people chicken wraps, dribbling, all kind of crazy and stuff. Like he going crazy this season. So I think moving forward, the Spurs they might be on something. This is the first time that they have a chance to go 5-0 to start the season, like even in the last 20 years. And it's a big part of it is Wembyama's play.
Yeah, that boy definitely an alien, and I think he gonna be probably. They might be a top four seed. I ain't gonna say five. I think that I go to say they healthy top four seed. And I do want to give a quick shout out to BJ Edgecombe. I think that's my rookie of the year. I'm going to say that he's going to be the rookie of the year. I love Coop. He showed flashes, but he ain't found his groove yet, which I know he will. But he had a good game. Then he came last night. He had 2 points, so I just need to see more consistency. And VJ coming out here 20 balls consistently, so I think he'll have a lot. With Embiid sitting down every other game, so I love to see both of them just go at it. And I think that's my pick for rookie of the year for sure.
Yeah. Just to talk about the Spurs, man, I am definitely surprised by them. Wemby has definitely been in his bag. You know what I'm saying? I think that they're gonna be real scary once they get De'Aaron Fox back. You gotta think they ain't even been playing with him so far this season. So just to see once they get him back, they're gonna be real scary. And talk about VJ Edgecombe right quick, man. VJ, he's been balling, man. He's been balling, and like you said, I think that they're gonna be good. He's gonna step up big, especially with Joel Embiid sitting out every other game. I think that, to be honest, I think that they're a better team without Joel Embiid than they are with him, if I'm being honest. And but I also seen that Joel Embiid is not happy about sitting out every other game. Like he wants to play according to him. And he was like, he said a quote. He was like, "If I gotta sit out every other game, what's the point? I might as well just stay home with my family." That's what he said.
The point is because they need you in the playoffs, and they're scared that he go get hurt if he play every night. So I like that he playing every other game, just for the fact that we can hope and he'll be healthy for playoffs. So I get it from management point. I get it from his point of view, but they doing what's best for the team.
Man, so I don't know if y'all was up late last night or late a couple nights ago at this point, like we all were, but that game went 18 innings between the Dodgers and the Blue Jays, man. What was your thoughts on that game? That was crazy.
My thoughts was just like I was at work, man. I was just my eyes was burning, just trying to stay watching that thing. But so I ended up leaving work to come home early. But yeah, I stayed and watched all innings, man. Then I was just a great pitching, man. And Freddie Freeman, he had a chance to do a little bit earlier, but he just waited a couple more innings and do a repeat of what he did in the last World Series. So he's the only person to have a walk off home run in World Series. So he made history, and I just want to give a shout out to them Eddies, man. I mean Freddies. So
Man, get your man, I'm gonna be honest, I did not stay up and watch that game last night, but I did see clips. When I woke up this morning and I heard how it went on forever and ever, and that they didn't really finish until like four o'clock on the East Coast, which is crazy to me, man. So once again, man, Freddie Freeman does it again, man. I think last World Series he had a walk off as well, if I'm not mistaken. And so
yep.
for him to come back and do it again this year, it just shows you that big time players show up in the big time moments, man. So shout out to him. And also, as we're recording this, the Dodgers did lose tonight, so the series is back tied 2-2. I think they're going back to Toronto now, right? If I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. So going back to Toronto, the series is tied 2-2. Shohei was on the bump tonight, but I think he didn't have a good night because he got the loss. So yeah,
Actually, I'm not sure about that. Them going back. I think in baseball it's 2-3-2. So I think they got one more game in Los Angeles. Then they play in Toronto.
okay.
But shout out to Shohei Ohtani for what he did as well in that game. And
Yeah,
he
they
was
walked him.
they stopped pitching to him. At one
Yeah,
point,
they walked him like four straight times. Yeah, yeah.
he's like that, bro. He's stamped.
You gotta do what you gotta do to make sure you got a chance to win the game.
I respect it. All right, y'all. It's time for the best part of the show now with the Black Spotlight. I'll be going last. Got a special little spotlight for me, but breaks. Let me see what you got.
Yeah, man. So my black spotlight for this week is our new interim head coach at LSU, Frank Wilson. Man, it's always good. It's the black spotlight. We got a new black coach at LSU, at least at this current moment. And shout out to him, man. He's rose his way up through the ranks. And a special nugget about him, he was one of the few coaches that actually reached out and went and to visit the family once the Kyron Lacey situation happened. So that's also a good thing right there, just supporting players on and off the field despite their situations and whatever's going on. And also in the game, let's talk about the football aspect. I feel like, in the first half, Harlem Berry was having a good output, and he was a former running backs coach. So I think things like that, you've seen his impact on the running backs. So I think shout out to him, and hopefully he can move forward and do good things. Maybe not as LSU's full-time coach. Maybe he can propel himself to another job somewhere else.
Hey man, shout out to Frank, man. Definitely one of the best coaches that's been around LSU football for a long time. Around those parts, they like to call him the godfather of recruiting because him and Corey Raymond are the reasons why LSU gets most of the recruits that they get because they go out and they recruit their tail off and they know how to get these kids to LSU. It's gonna be interesting to see what he does, just for the simple fact that we've seen it with Coach O. Coach O came in as the interim head coach. He did a good job, and he ultimately got the job as the head coach. So maybe we could see that come to fruition with Frank Wilson if they come out and win the rest of their game. So that's something I'm just gonna be able to keep my eye on. But my black spotlight this week, man, is none other than Victor Wembanyama, center for the Spurs, man. Like Bragg said, he went out there with the monks over the off season. He was training with KG, Kevin Garnett, and he looked like he was having fun this off season. He looked like he was about his business, and now it's showing up on the court, man. He's been in his bag. I seen him do something nasty to one of them players. I think that was last night with his handles, bro. Like just absolutely had him lost. So, and he's been balling, 40-point game. So shout out to you, Victor, man. Hope you keep doing your thing, and hope you bring the Spurs back to where they need to be.
Yes, sir, most definitely. Shout out Wimby and shout out Mr. Frank Wilson. Um, you know, this podcast is called Welcome to the World of Sports, man. But we love diversity and we love, inclusion of everybody. So, for this black spotlight, for my black spotlight, we want to give a little light to the women, man. So especially our black women. You know, we love our black beautiful women. So my black spotlight is none other than Megan Thee Stallion. You know, she's the girlfriend of Klay Thompson. You know, she's having him ready for the games, not saying that he's coming out, doing great or just having a ball out there, but he's happy, man. We haven't seen a happy Klay in a long, long time, man. So I'm happy to see, and she's a great rapper. She's doing a great thing in the music industry, man. She just dropped a beautiful music video that Braxton showed me and John in class, man, and it was just so lovely, you guys. So when you get time, man, just go out and just check out Megan Thee Stallion's latest video. Just show her some love because we had a great time just watching and just showing love to Megan Thee Stallion, and she is from Houston, so just had to give her flowers, and we love to see it. Just actually after this, me, John, and Bryce, we want to just watch the video together.
Man, go ahead, man.
Have a good time, man. Just this was one of the greatest back spotlights we have for this week, and I established my back spotlight as soon as I seen the video, you guys. So. Yeah, we'll wrap it up like that. Thank you guys.
Wrap this up, man. Wrap this
up. That's a black spotlight segment, man.
Wrap this up, man.
I'll see how they make them back, man.
Hey, ain't gonna be man, but hey, man, appreciate y'all for watching, man. We tried to keep it short and simple for y'all this week. We appreciate the support as always. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And we'll see y'all next week, man. Y'all keep it locked to Welcome to the World of Sports. We out.
Yeah.